We have gotten a verdict. The verdict from that jury has come back that Raj Rajaratnam is guilty. We're going to get you, remember, there are 14 counts that he faces here. We're getting you the rundown of them right now. We do see that he has been found guilty in this U.S. insider trading case, biggest that we have seen in this country's history. Raj faces as long as 20 years in prison. Among the charges that he's found guilty of right now, he's found guilty of conspiracy and inside trading. That is one of the 14 counts. Also found guilty of securities fraud in this insider trial. Thus far, we know securities fraud and we know insider trading, that he is found guilty here of conspiracy. Seth, I think you're still on the line with us. Give us an idea of what kind of time comes along with those charges.
Well, we'll be able to piece it all together.
Seth, sorry. Guilty, all counts, all 14 counts. He is found guilty. He's facing upwards of 20 years in prison, right?
Unbelievable. I have to tell you, I am a little bit surprised that they convicted on all 14. I believed and predicted that it would be a majority. That is a home run for the prosecution. That's going to fundamentally change the way Wall Street and federal prosecutors do business. That is a major win for the prosecution. It ushers in a whole new era of enforcement, and he's facing solidly 20 years in prison. And now there will be additional procedural steps that happen in the legal sense, because he now may be placed under arrest, or he may be given an electronic monitor where he may be able to go home and get his personal affairs in order. But there will be a flurry of activity that's going to be happening next. Not only will we be talking about an appeal, but we'll be talking about a sentencing report. The next phase, we're going to be talking about exactly what the sentence will be. There will be a brief, a report by both the defense and the prosecution. So that will be unfolding as well, and then we'll be able to exactly crystallize how much time we're talking about here.
But it's a minimum of 20, is that right?
I believe that you're solidly looking at 20. That's correct.
Wow. You know, Seth, all along that we've been talking in this, we've said what's really at risk here is whether or not insider trading, particularly use of expert information, expert insiders, is what is being decided in this courtroom. What really was decided for Wall Street today, given that Raj Rajaratnam has been found guilty on all 14 counts against him?
What's been decided fundamentally is the way people can conduct business on Wall Street. It is an indictment of certain ways that the expert network referrals and companies do business and how they interface with Wall Street, with the hedge funds. It fundamentally changes the way companies need to look at compliance. It fundamentally changes the way people need to train their boardroom.
Every hedge fund that's watching this right now is what? Hiring more lawyers right now? Their compliance guys are saying, watch out, your phones may be listened into, your phone conversations?
Well, exactly, and they need to understand, and they need to do training and compliance, and they need to understand and have a better feeling of what these rules are. You and I have covered some very interesting and critical topics throughout the last couple of weeks in our discussion. We've talked about how to prevent board leaks. We've talked about what it means to breach of a fiduciary and broad impact that has on these kinds of alleged crimes. These are the things that that companies need to be aware of. We put Goldman Sachs under the lens, and there's just so much to sink into in terms of the lessons to be learned on this major development.